Hi guys, this is Ashley back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on post notifications. Now, Nicki Minaj has sold over 500,000 album units in the US in 2024. And Pink Friday 2 has sold over 400,000 units in the US. It's the best-selling project by a female rapper this year. Also, Nicki Minaj sells out her 24th consecutive show from the Pink Friday 2 World Tour in Milwaukee. So congratulations to the queen. Boy, oh boy, the drama continues in female and male rap. Fans are panicking because Nicki has teased the FTCU remix featuring Cärëër, but she did mention that there was another artist on the remix, possibly. And a lot of fans are speculating that it could be J. Cole. Because if you guys remember, she said in her Ebro interview, I think it's on Apple Music, that J. Cole loved the beat and the song when she played it for him. So a lot of fans believe that he could be the other person that could possibly be on the remix. Let me know how y'all feel about that. I don't feel like it would go with J. Cole and Cärëër and Nicki. I don't think it would mesh well. First of all, Nicki and J. Cole gonna out-rap Sexy. And then on top of that, I think that J. Cole will sound okay on the record, but I think she can find somebody much better to be on FTCU. I don't even really want Cärëër on it, to be quite honest. You know, no shade. I know that it's impossible. I know that it's unattainable right now due to, you know, Kung Fu Kenny's beef with Champagne Thickums. But Kung Fu Kenny is the only person that really belongs on the remix. Let's be very clear. He will destroy the beat on that song. Okay? Kung Fu Kenny makes the most sense, but I know it's unattainable. I know that because he's beefing with Champagne Thickums and Nicki Minaj is loyal to Champagne Thickums, even though he's not loyal to her, and he beefing with everybody. You know, unfortunately, you know, she may not be able to work with, you know, Kung Fu Kenny, so she might only be able to work with J. Cole, even though he did diss J. Cole low-key on his new diss record, which we will be discussing a little bit later. So let me know how y'all feel about that. I feel like J. Cole and Nicki both out rapping Cärëër on a remix is not going to be fair. Okay, it's not. It's not going to be fair. So, you know, it makes sense for Nicki just to be on it with Cärëër because she can possibly dumb it down. I don't feel like J. Cole going to spare Cärëër at all, in my opinion. Now, moving on to D0JA and Icespxce and Nicki. D0JA Badu is going through it. So, D0JA Cat's Deluxe Edition Scarlet 2 is predicted to debut at number 23 on the next week's Payola Board album chart? Oh no. With 28,000 units sold with 449 in per sales? Oh no. Oh no. No. This gotta be a prank. D0JA Cat's supposed to be the princess of rap. What is going on? I mean, this is honestly embarrassing. Like, how are you doing 400 in per sales? You doing Little Kim numbers. Oh my goodness. I'm embarrassed, honestly. I'm embarrassed and I'm honestly disappointed. But this is why, allegedly, D0JA's team wants D0JA to be cool with Nicki Minaj again, to make amends with Nicki Minaj, because D0JA is losing support because of the Barbs. See, the Barbs support other female rappers when they are cool with Nicki Minaj. Now, they may not go all out. You know, you're not going to do 100,000 first week unless you Nicki Minaj. But if you're cool with Nicki, you might get some of the Barbs buying your music. Okay? So, with that being said, you know, that's why D0JA's team wants her to, you know, reach out to Nicki and try to, you know, be cool with Nicki, possibly maybe do like, you know, a remix with Nicki Minaj, since she declined to be on Cowgirl, okay, even though she sent in her verse originally and took it back, because it's affecting her sales. The Barbs are not supporting her. And as we can clearly see, if the Barbs aren't supporting you, you ain't gonna sell. And also, fans are accusing Icespxce of using this tactic. Icespxce posted a picture of her and Nicki Minaj because it has been 1 year since Princess Diana came out, which is a fire song, by the way, a fire remix. And fans are accusing her of only posting Nicki Minaj because she got an album dropping, okay? So fans believe she's about to drop her release date for her album, and that's why she posted Nicki Minaj. And if we remember, Carisha reposted and deleted a tweet of Nicki Minaj when her single came out, okay, because she wanted the Barb support. You know, I'm going to give Icespxce a pass on this one because, you know, it was the 1 year anniversary of Princess Diana. So I don't feel like she was using, you know, Nicki to promote her album because she don't even got a hot single out. But like I said before, a lot of these girls ain't selling if they're not attached to Nicki. So it would be smart for them to attach themselves to Nicki so they can sell. No shade. You know, no shade is the smartest thing to do. D0JA Cat and Icespxce got to make sure that they have good relationships with Nicki Minaj so that they can sell their albums. Now, moving on to Botch and Bitter. She claps back at BIA, and allegedly she is planning her response to BIA after BIA made fun of the fact that she was crying on live in the D0JA remix. She was dissing Botch and Bitter, as we went over in our last video, and unfortunately, Loose Tooth is not happy about it. She responded by saying, "I'm so effing famous." Then a alleged Barb said, "Drop the album and tour dates, IDK what you're waiting for." And Botch and Bitter responded to the Barb by saying, "I will, babe. Trust me, I know how bad you want it." Okay, so she gonna be dropping her album, and allegedly she gonna be dissing BIA on the album. Now, Cardi B fans were calling out BIA, saying that BIA can be Puerto Rican and Italian, and nobody questions her blackness. But Cardi B, who is Trini and Dominican, gets called a Mexican and told she isn't black. Interesting. So BIA responded to, you know, fans questioning her blackness by posting a picture of her grandfather, who she says is black, okay? And she also tweeted, "Nice try. But yes, I was raised by my stepfather, and that's not him. That's my grandpa. Now carry on." Here's the thing. I don't think Botch and Bitter is black. She hasn't really showed any evidence that she's black. And also in her Vlad interview she did years and years ago before she blew up, she said that she likes to be in interracial relationships. She don't really consider herself black, but she dates black men. She don't date men that are her own race. That's what she said in her own interview. I think she just likes to pander to the black community because she's a rapper, a reciter, and she wants to say the N-word. That's why I think she wants people to think she's black so badly so she can get a pass for saying the N-word. I really don't think she's black at all. Look at her appearance. She hasn't proved to us that she's really black like that. Having thick hair does not make you black. Sorry. Now, moving on to Queen B. Queen B's Cowboy Carter is expected to remain at number 1 for a second week in a row. And it's going to sell, I think, 131,000 for its second week. It will become her longest running number 1 album in over a decade. And I'm glad that she is number 1 instead of J. Cole because he's a scary cat. He will be receiving Donkey of the Day later on today. We will be getting to that. But Queen B, it's well deserved. Okay? Now, Champagne Thickums leaks his own diss track. You know, some people were saying that was AI. But he leaked his own diss track because he was scared to really officially put it out on streaming platforms. Okay? But we gonna get into the lyrics. So he said, I could never be nobody's #1 fan. Your first #1, I had to put it in your hand. You coochies couldn't get booked outside America for Nan. I'm out in Tokyo because I'm big in Japan. You won't ever take no chain off of us. How the F you a big stepper with a size 7 mans on? This is the bark with no bite. Nigga, what's up? I know my picture on the wall when y'all cook up. Extortion, baby, whole career, you shook up, okay? Now, this is definitely a shot at Future and Kung Fu Kenny. Because ASAP the Colorist feature, they can't go #1. And Champagne Thickums definitely has helped them on the charts when they do collaborate with him. And as for Kung Fu Kenny, he was saying that, he would be taking chains and how he's a big stepper. And so obviously he's smaller than Champagne Thickums. But I do think that if they scrap, Champagne Thickums will lose. Because I do think that Kung Fu Kenny could take him if they had a boxing match. No shade. Then he said, cause Top told you to drop and give me 50 like some push-ups. Your last one brick, you really not on ish. They make excuses for you cause they hate to see me lit. Pull your contract cause we gotta see the splits. So it looks like he's accusing allegedly Kung Fu Kenny of being in a 360 deal or not getting his full cut with TDE. But I thought he went independent. But maybe that's one of the reasons why he went independent, because he wasn't getting much money from his music. The way you doing splits, your pants might rip. You better do the mother effing show inside the biddy. Maroon 5 need a verse. You better make it witty. Then they need a verse for the Swifties. Kung Fu Kenny has a collaboration with Maroon 5 and also the Chart Obsessed Racist. Both collaborations are fire, by the way. Then he said, Pipsqueak, pipe down. You ain't no big 3. SZA got you wiped down. 21 below average got you wiped down. Now, SZA did respond to this. And it don't look like she too happy. She reposted a Nene Leakes meme saying why she in it.
Now why am I in it?
And you could have did it.
See how I get thrown
because you never apologized.
Then Champagne Thickums continued and said, I be with some bodyguards like Whitney. Now, Kung Fu Kenny's wife is named Whitney. Okay? So now he mentioning Kung Fu Kenny's wife. He better hope that Kung Fu Kenny don't mention his baby mama who used to be an escort. Okay? It could be tit for tat. Then allegedly this is a diss to Rick Ross. I might take your latest girl and cuff her like Ricky. Can't believe he jumping in this N-word turning 50. Every song that made it on the chart he got from Drizzy. Worry about whatever going on with you. And then he continues to take jabs at Kung Fu Kenny. He said, like your label boy, you in Interscope right now. And you gonna feel the aftermath of what I write down. Kung Fu Kenny was signed to Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre label is called Aftermath, I believe. Then he said, what's a prince to a king? He a son, N-word. Get more love in the city that you are from. Metro, shut your hoe ass up and make some drums, N-word. Then he also takes aim at Ja Morant because Ja Morant smashed Scratch Off sister Brooklyn, and she's an industry pass around, and now she's smashing Champagne Thickums. So he says, shout out to the hooper that be busting out the gritty. I know why you mad. I ain't even tripping. Okay. And I believe Ja Morant also was showing love to Metro Boomin. Okay. On Twitter. Then he said, I don't care what Cole think. That dot-ish was weak as F. Champagne tripping. He's not effing easing up. Nigga called up Top to see if Top want a piece up. Now you coochie. Now you're on your own when you speaking up. You don't roll deep in this. It's not effing deep enough. Begging Kai Cenat when you not effing beating us. Number wise, I'm out of here. You not effing creeping up. So somebody allegedly was begging Kai Cenat to probably do a stream so that when their album drop, it can do more numbers. I don't know if Kung Fu Kenny would care to do a stream with Kai Cenat though, because he really don't do a lot of promo. That could be about somebody else. Then he said, this ain't even everything I know. Don't wake the demon up. So he's saying that this is a warning. That's basically what he's trying to say. Then he said, teaming up with all of y'all falling like some dominoes. Bros turn into hoes. I got enough of those. Then he probably talking about Future and The Weeknd, all the people that he thought he was cool with. Then he said, backpedaling gang, because a few of y'all been reaching out. Interesting. Okay, so I guess J. Cole ain't the only one switching sides. It might be a few people, maybe Future, trying to switch back to Champagne Thickums side. Then he said, you had a song for 4 years, drop that ish, and shut your mouth. Then he threw some shade at The Weeknd. He said, claim they from the 6, and boys ain't even come from it. And when you boys got rich, you had to run from it. Cash blowing, able bread, out here tricking. Ish we do for B-words, he do for niggas. Okay, so he claiming that The Weeknd's not even really from Toronto, which is very interesting. Overall, I feel like he could have went a little bit harder for, 7 people ganging up on you. You kind of went a little bit light, okay, in my opinion. And then on top of that, you had to leak the record. You couldn't even put it on streaming platforms because you're scared. If people say it's trash, you can just run and say, oh, it's AI. Okay, because a lot of people were saying that they thought it was AI. But if people like it, then you're going to claim that you wrote the record. Okay, now Rick Ross did respond quickly. Ross said, flow is copy and paste. Weezy gave you the juice, another white boy at the park that want to hang with the crew. So he's accusing Champagne Thickums of having ghostwriters, which was exposed a few years ago, I think in 2015, when he was beefing with Meek Mill, that he did. Then he also said, you had surgery, the 6-pack gone. That's why you've been wearing that funny-ish at your show. You can't hide it, N-word, white boy. I don't think Ross built that great for him to be talking about Champagne Thickums. No shade. He also said he unfollowed Champagne Thickums for sending French Montana a cease and desist for an unreleased song. But like I said before, nobody's really going below the belt. These are supposed to be diss records, not statement records. I don't feel like there's enough dissing in a lot of these records that are coming out. Now, Champagne Thickums denies having a nose job, but he never denied the lipo. You didn't deny getting that stomach done. Okay, Champagne Thickums, how comes you didn't deny that? Now, J. Cole will be receiving Donkey of the Day today. Not only did he switch sides, he switched on Champagne Thickums by hopping on Metro and Future's latest album, Still Don't Trust You, after Kung Fu Kenny did Champagne Thickums, and The Weeknd and ASAP the Colorist also did Champagne Thickums on the recent album that just came out. But he also removed the 7-minute drill diss record he put out for Kung Fu Kenny from all streaming services. You are officially out of the big 3. I don't want to hear nobody ever say J. Cole is one of the best to ever do it. That's an effing lie. How you gonna put out a 7-minute drill diss track and then take it back? Okay? Because you don't want that tea to come out about you. And you scared. Okay? And then you hopped on Metro's album. And then people are saying, oh, well, the verse could be old. It don't matter. He knew the album was coming out. And the verse is recent because he talking about how he not with the gangsta-ish. So it's recent. Okay, and how he be running instead of facing beef. And then on top of that, you switched up on Champagne Thickums after he gave you your first #1 with First Shooter. I mean, like, you just such a coochie. You just such a punk. You let Kung Fu Kenny and Metro punk you. Like, it's just a shame. So you got to get Donkey of the Day. You really removed the diss track. Why did you even make it? That was 7 minutes. Like, you put time and effort into that. I'm sorry. Cornball. Now, The Weeknd responded to Champagne Thickums with a picture of him laughing. And this is why I said the diss wasn't hard enough. You got to go for the juggler. You got 7 people against you. Go below the belt. Bring up some tea. Throw them under the bus. They are dragging you. Now, moving on to Kim Diddy. She is also receiving Donkey of the Day. She was on live talking about how she has a shoe collection with Adidas, a partnership with Adidas, allegedly. I think she was inspired by Nicki Minaj, because why it take you so long to put out a shoe collection? You put one out after Nicki Minaj, but that's neither here or there. And she was caught in the club kissing and all up on this 24-year-old who is half her age. Kim is in her 50s. Okay. And so she was all up on this 24-year-old in the club, and it's giving very Predator, in my opinion. If that was Nicki Minaj, y'all would be dragging her, saying, why can't she find somebody her own age? Kim Diddy ain't fooling me. I know she was at them parties with Diddy, and she probably learned a lot. And I think that she's sleeping with this artist who's half her age, and allegedly he is signed to Kim, which is a stupid idea because Kim can't even save her own career. But with that being said, she's receiving Donkey of the Day. This is very creepy. If y'all was dragging D0JA a few weeks ago because she pregnant by Jalen Green, y'all need to give Kim Diddy Donkey of the Day. This is very midlife crisis behavior. Okay, you couldn't get nobody your own age, so you settling for somebody that could be your son. This is embarrassing. Now, Icespxce previewed a new song, sampling Sean Paul at Coachella, and she was taking some shots at Scratch Off and possibly Botchin' Bitter. Damn, everybody is beefing. I blame Cat Williams. Ever since Cat Williams put out that interview and blasted everybody, now everybody wanna point the finger and call out people. But Icespxce, you gotta put a name on it, okay? Because Scratch Off did say Ice is boiling, okay, in the Side Chick Service song. So you gotta call out names. But I fuck with it. I like that. She said she not a fighter and she don't need a writer. Okay? Botchin' Bitter, catch it. Okay? She said she ain't got no ops. Why would she beef with a flop? Scratch Off, catch it. Because you are the flop amongst the female rappers. You barely chart. No shade. She said she keep getting loud, but nobody moved. Okay, that's another thing, Scratch Off. You get loud and you try to act like you that girl, but nobody cares. Nobody pays attention to your music. So you got to come to the front of the congregation. But Icespxce ate that up. No shade. She ate y'all up. Y'all got to come harder. But Icespxce got to put an ad on it. Everybody else is putting an ad on it. You need to put an ad on it. No shade. But anyway, sorry for the long video. Okay. I got some hot tea on Patreon. Link will be in the description. And have a great day.